Meditation is not a ritual. It is the soul's silent call to return home, where it always belongs. Paramahansa Yogananda. We live in a world of movement, noise, and chaos, where it's easy to get caught up in stress, anxiety, and distraction. Meditation is not a temporary escape from reality. According to Paramahansa Yogananda's teachings, meditation is the way for you to live fully in reality without being swallowed up by it. The question is, how to make meditation, which seems distant and abstract, a practical, lively, and intimate part of everyday life. Understanding meditation again, not separating from life, but permeating every moment. Meditation is not something you do. It is what you become. Paramahansa Yogananda. In the conventional world, meditation is misunderstood as an action limited to a certain time and space, such as sitting on a level, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in a quiet space. But according to Paramahansa Yogananda, meditation is not just a method, it is a state of being, a way of being. Here's the core thing that most meditation seekers miss. Meditation doesn't start when you close your eyes. Meditation begins when you open your eyes and remain awake. Meditation is the art of living fully with each moment. It is not to live according to reflexes, but to live with choice. Not guided by unconscious reactions, but living from the center of inner stillness. Meditation is not in form, it is in the quality of presence. You don't have to sit under a tree to meditate. You don't have to retreat from the world to live deeply. Because every daily action, if done with mindfulness, can become a gateway to God. When you wash the dishes without complaining, without thinking about it, that's meditation. When you walk without rushing, feel each step touching the ground, that's meditation. When you listen to someone without interfering, without judging, with your whole heart, that's meditation. Full presence is meditation. Nothing else. Meditation is coming back, not going anywhere. Deep down, meditation doesn't lead you somewhere. It leads you back. Return to yourself. Return to the immovable center of the soul, where you are not swayed by praise, success, or failure, rather than losing. Yogananda teaches that everything you look for on the outside, peace, joy, clarity, is already available on the inside. But your mind is too noisy to hear it. When you sit down, slow down, and let go of the need to control everything, you are not meditating, you become a meditator. You don't meditate, you live meditation. There is no need to withdraw from life, just be real in it. Many people think of meditation as an escape from work, responsibility, people, and the world. But the truth is quite the opposite. People who really meditate deeply do not avoid life. He goes into life with a calm mind. They work in the midst of the noise and still maintain peace. They love without attachment. They act without being manipulated by the ego. Meditation doesn't require you to leave your life. It teaches you how to be fully present in the midst of it and still retain your soul. Meditation is not an effort. Meditation is the proper letting go. You don't have to try to meditate. The more you try, the more you move away from it. Meditation is letting go, not an incident. Let go of expectations. Let go of the idea of success. Let go of the desire to become spiritual. Just sit down as you are and let life come back to itself. Do not correct. No problem. No stiffness. Meditate every day, sow the seeds of awakening, water the soul. 5 minutes of deep meditation can recharge the soul more than 5 hours of sleep. Yogananda. We spend a lot of time taking care of our bodies, eating, sleeping, exercising. But what about the soul? How long have you not sat still with yourself? Don't follow the phone, plans, to-do lists, but just quietly to feel your own presence? Meditating every day is not an addition to the schedule. It is a source of spiritual nourishment, a spiritual compass that helps you not get lost in the chaos of the world. No need for much, just real. You don't need to meditate for hours every day. You don't have to be a monk. Just 10 minutes a day with an honest soul, more than 1 hour of sitting but a wandering mind. Like a seed, the mind needs regularity to germinate awareness. No need to overwater, just water every day. That little steadfastness will gradually soften the layers of the unconscious, and the light within you will begin to shine. Start simple, but sincere. 1. Choose a sacred time of day, early in the morning when the universe is still, or in the evening when everything calms down. These are the times when it is most accessible to spiritual depth. 2. Create a meditation space as a small ritual. You can light an incense stick, place a picture of a saint, or simply a candle. Not to be fancy, but to remind you that this moment is sacred. 3. Meditation posture. Sit upright but comfortably. Keep the spine a conduit of energy, but not strain. Close your eyes gently, as if smiling at yourself. 4. Focus on the breath, but don't control it, simply observe. Breathe in. Breath out. Every time the mind drifts away, and it will, don't blame. Just gently bring attention back. 5. Don't look for special experiences. No need to see the light. No need to feel flying. If you're just sitting and feeling a little bit of peace, that's meditation. A little bit every day, you're transforming yourself. When you practice regularly, you will notice that your mind gradually becomes less chaotic. Unconscious reactions such as anger, anxiety, comparison begin to lose power. You begin to see your true nature clearly, not the real-life roles, but the quiet soul within. Every minute of meditation, you are purifying karma. Every minute of meditation, you are shortening your path back to God. Making meditation a sacred habit. Think of meditation time as an appointment with God, and don't be late. It doesn't matter how long you meditate. The important thing is whether you are sincere. When you sit down every day, God will be waiting for you. In silence, in the breath, in the heart. Turning life into meditation, living as a practitioner in every action. Meditation is not to escape from the world, but to return to being true to it with the tranquility of the soul. Paramahansa Yogananda. Many people think of meditation as just a spiritual activity, to sit still, to close their eyes, to be detached from the noisy world. But Yogananda teaches that true meditation is not limited to a quiet room. True meditation is a conscious presence in every moment. You don't have to leave your life to meditate. On the contrary, you can bring meditation into your own life and turn your whole life into a living, authentic spiritual practice. Meditation while eating as a sacred act. Meals are not just for refueling. It's your chance to connect with life. Before eating, stop for a few seconds. Look at the food. Feel the colors and scents. Whisper a word of gratitude to heaven and earth, farmers, cooks. When eating, don't rush. Don't surf your phone. Don't talk about stress. Chew slowly, feel each taste, each texture. Being fully present in every bite of food is meditating. Eat as if you were receiving a gift from God, because it really is. Meditation at work, offering every little thing to God. Working consciously does not mean doing little, but doing one thing with a full soul. Before starting a task, take a deep breath. Remember your noble purpose. Remind yourself, I do this not just to make a living, but to serve, to grow. When you do, don't multitask. Don't worry about other things at the same time. Put your mind into what you're doing as if it's the last job you're allowed to do in your life. Yogananda said, "If you sweep the floor, sweep as if you were cleaning the temple. Because in fact, everywhere you are there is a temple." Meditation when emotions run high, return to observe rather than react. Emotions are not the enemy, but if you react unconsciously, they will control you. When angry, anxious, disappointed, don't say anything right away. Don't act hastily. Sit down or just stop. Breathe. Feel that emotion in your body. Observe it as if you were looking at a cloud. You are not that emotion. You're just the one seeing it. Between the stimulus and the reaction there is a pause, that is freedom. Viktor Frankl, in that silence, you are no longer a victim of the mind. You are the real master. And that's meditation in the midst of emotional storms. When you live in meditation, you are living in God. Paramahansa Yogananda emphasizes that God is not only present in meditation halls. God is present in every moment of your waking life. When you wash dishes with love, you are meditating. When you take care of someone with a listening eye, you are meditating. When you breathe in peace in the middle of a chaotic day, you are meditating. Meditation is no longer what you do, it becomes what you are. And when you turn your life into meditation, you don't have to go anywhere to find God anymore, because God is breathing in every beat of your life. Kriya Yoga, the divine gateway that brings you into a state of vivid enlightenment. Kriya Yoga is the highway to God. Paramahansa Yogananda. Of the countless spiritual paths, Kriya Yoga is called by Yogananda as the most direct, scientific, and powerful path to liberation, especially in the turbulent modern age. Unlike meditation techniques that stop at superficial retreat, Kriya Yoga goes straight into the center of your life energy, unlocking your spiritual depth and transforming each breath into a silent, sacred prayer. Kriya Yoga is not just a technique, it's a sacred science. Yogananda emphasizes that Kriya Yoga is a sacred science, a fusion of ancient knowledge, deep meditation, and inner energy. This is not ordinary meditation. Here's the art: mastering the breath, the bridge between body and mind, between man and the universe. Redirecting the flow of life energy, prana, through the spine, purifying the energy centers, chakras, awakening the kundalini flow. Lead the mind out of distraction, bring you into a state of samadhi, a state of complete integration with God, beyond the body and the ego. Every breath practiced in accordance with Kriya is a step closer to liberation. Profound benefits of Kriya Yoga, from spirituality to real life. Practicing Kriya Yoga on a regular basis will master the mind and emotions. The mind is no longer the dominant, but becomes the servant of the soul. Cleanse old karma. Each breath in Kriya helps to burn the karmic imprints of the past that have accumulated in the unconscious. Unlock the flow of inner energy. You can clearly feel the pure flow of life moving in your body, bringing clarity, health, and stability. Experience inner unity. There is no longer a separation between me and the world, between the meditator and God. All in one. You are no longer a seeker of God. You become the one who realizes that you have never left Him. Turn meditation into love, not obligation or ambition. Meditation is the love affair between the soul and the spirit. Paramahansa Yogananda. Meditation is not a mandatory task, not a bullet point in a spiritual to-do list. Meditation should not become a contest to see who sits longer, who is quieter, or who achieves a higher state. Meditation, at its deepest level, is an act of love. It's when you sit down not because you have to, but because you can't help it. It's like a person in love, not waiting for a reward, not calculating the result. I simply want to be close to what I love. Meditation is a silent appointment with the soul. When you understand the true nature of meditation, you will no longer ask, "Have I meditated correctly? Am I improving? How long will it take for me to reach a deeper state?" Those questions only come from the ego that is looking for results. But the soul doesn't look for results, it just looks for the source. When you meditate with a loving soul, each breath becomes a whisper back. Every moment of silence becomes a tender embrace from God. Love helps you overcome boredom and restlessness. The fact is that there will be days when you meditate and your mind is still chaotic, your emotions are still up and down. It is not a failure. That's natural. But if you meditate with love, you won't give up, because you don't meditate to get results, but to go home. It's like a mother hugging a crying child. It doesn't take the baby to hold back to call it success. Just being there, it's already a miracle. When meditation is no longer a means, but life itself. You meditate not to be enlightened. You meditate not to become higher than someone else. You meditate because they love life, love the truth, love this very presence. When you meditate like this, you no longer try to be at peace. You become peaceful. Don't meditate to escape life. Meditate to fall in love with life. Yogananda. That's when meditation is no longer something you do every day. It's what you are in every step, every look, every breath. Epilogue. Meditation is not just a method. It's the way you live, the way you love, the way you are. Meditation is not an escape from reality. Rather, it is the door that leads you back to yourself, whole, still and clear, in the midst of all the chaos of this life. You don't have to leave the world to find awakening. It is here, in the midst of the noise, in the midst of dialogue, in the midst of complex emotions, that meditation blossoms. Meditation doesn't change the world, but it changes you. And it is you, in silence, clarity, and compassion, that will change the world. So don't wait for an ideal time to get started. Meditate in this moment. Let's go back. Be present. Love this life with all your heart. Namaste.